Guys, it's day number 25 of my 365-day Jimmy Ice Bath Challenge. If you've been missing it, I'm going live every single day right at 5 p.m. Eastern Time, sharing with you guys my getting into an ice bath every single day in the year 2022. So I've been at this all year long, still at it, still doing it, still loving it. One of my favorite parts is not only getting in there and doing a 5-minute ice bath in 32-degree temperature water. Let me take a look at what the temp is today. 32.5 degrees Fahrenheit today, you guys. And once again, what I'm using is the Morozco Forge. This is a company that makes these tubs specifically for ice baths. It's got a filtration system. It makes its own ice. That's where I get all this ice from. Everybody's like, where do you get all that ice? It makes its own ice. So what I have been doing each day is teaching you guys some principle about cold therapy. And I thought, you know what? I haven't really done what I'm about to do today for you guys. And what I'm about to do today is to explain in the moment, while I'm in the tub, moment by moment, what it feels like. Now, there will be very hard times at the very beginning to get words out, because usually at the very beginning I have to breathe, and I probably will stop and still breathe, but then I will explain what it felt like while I was breathing. But we're going to try to, like, moment by moment in the 5 minutes in the 32-degree water, explain what it feels like, if there's pain somewhere, what the sensations are like, what my mind is like, all the things. I want you to kind of live vicariously through me, because a lot of you have yet to get into an ice bath. A lot of you are doing cold showers, and I love you for that. I think that's wonderful, but I want you to know what an ice bath feels like. So let's get in the tub. We're going to set you down here, cock the camera down so you can see everything, and I'm going to try my best, you guys, all throughout the 5 minutes to talk to you as much as I can. I'm going to warn you now, when I first get in, talking is the last thing I want to do. The only thing I want to do when I get in there is breathe. So if I stop talking and breathe for a moment, you know why. So, all right, so let me get in there. Let me tell you right here. So right now, the ice is ready. It's very cold. And before I put my foot in there, I have to convince my head that I'm going to be okay getting in this ice. Now, that's taken many years, you guys, of training myself, having gotten in there every day. This isn't something just for the faint of heart. This is something I have actually done enough times now that I know what to expect, and that helps me. So let me start the clock, let me get in there, and I will do my best to talk to you while I'm in there. Early on, it's usually hard, but we will see what we can do. You guys ready? Here we go. Get 5 minutes on the clock, and here we go. All right, you guys. So I step into the ice, and I get right in there. Woo, there's a big chunk of ice. Look at this big old chunk of ice, you guys. Oh my goodness gracious. I'm gonna have to bust this thing up because this is way too big. Holy crap. That one's gonna cut me open, you guys. Jeez. Woo! Holy crap! Here, I'm gonna have to reset the clock now. Woo! I did not feel that big piece of ice in there. Oh my gosh. I don't like having those big pieces. All right, let me start the time over. That's not fair. Clear. And 5 minutes. Come on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes. Start. I've never had that happen before. All right. So I'm in the ice. And when you get in, don't just stay like this and gradually work your way down. Get all the way down. So you go all the way down. And you'll notice I'm having to breathe a little heavier. That's completely normal. Try your best to go down as low as you can towards your neck. Remember, this is usually where I'm breathing. And I'm going to breathe just a moment. So right now, it's the most intense part of the ice bath within the first minute. It is intensely cold, especially 32 degrees. And so I can feel my heart rate going up. I can feel my whole body getting cold, and that's good. My breath is obviously going much faster. This is usually why I'm breathing the first minute. Let me breathe for about a half a minute. So remember, when you get into an ice bath, your body's going to freak out a little bit. This is why it's hard to talk. This is why you've got to breathe right away. So for me, trying to talk without breathing first, that didn't work out so well. Calming your body down, calming your mind down. Because literally every inkling in your body is telling you, get out. That's danger. You're getting harmed. And you're not getting harmed, but because it's out of the ordinary, your brain and your body are acting the way they're supposed to act as a protective mechanism. They're like, hey, dummy, you do realize you're in ice cold water, right? You know, that's not going to be good if you stay in that ice cold water, right? So it sends you all these signals. And even now, here we are 2.5 minutes in, about halfway through. My hands are already completely numb. I can feel my toes getting numb. The rest of my body's pretty good, but the hands and the toes get extremely numb when I'm in here. Everything else feels actually pretty good. I actually feel warm in the upper part of my body, and even my legs feel warm. That's that thermogenesis that we talk about. So you can hear my voice has finally steadied. That means I've gotten used to the water. The body is now calibrated to the cold temperature, and it's cold. And yeah, the worst part is literally getting in. That first few moments of getting your body in, you don't normally see that big ass piece of ice that I found at the beginning, so that's going to be fun to watch on the replay. But other than that first minute of getting acclimated and having to breathe, and then you're good to go. Like, people try to make this hard because they only judge an ice bath based on the first few seconds of them being in the cold. That's like judging keto based on the first 3 days of being on a ketogenic diet when you've been eating hundreds of grams of carbs a day and you suddenly go down to 20. Oh my gosh, this is the way I'm going to feel the whole time on keto. Same with fasting. Oh my gosh, I'm starving. Not realizing you got to acclimate. All of these things are about acclimation. So hopefully you're getting a little bit of an idea in the moment by moment. Just get in the ice. Deal with the discomfort at the very beginning. Get through that. Breathe through that. Allow your body to soak in what this is. And then chill. Literally, chill. Because here I am 15 seconds away from 5 minutes. Guys, 5 minutes goes by so freaking fast. It's not even funny. And it's so wonderful. So, all right, we're down the last 5 seconds. I'm going to douse my head, as I always do. And my favorite. Woo! Oh my gosh, I've never had a big sheet of ice like that. When I get into the ice. I usually check for that kind of thing, but I didn't see it today. Glad I caught it, because I basically would have had an ice blanket basically in there. All that ice on top of me, I could actually feel the weight of the ice sitting on top of me. So, all right, you guys. So that was the moment by moment being in an ice bath. A lot of people are like, what's it like? All right, well, now you just saw me giving commentary, play-by-play commentary while in the ice bath for 5 minutes. So, whew. That was fun. How are you guys today? Hope you have had a great day. Day number 25 for me on this 365-day Jimmy Ice Bath Challenge. I got to tell you, when I started this challenge, I wasn't quite sure how people were going to receive it. But I've gotten great response from people. A lot of people, even some of the Morozco Forge people, this has been fun. I've been tagging them in a lot of my posts. And even they were like, dude, you're inspiring us. And they're the ones that make these tubs. So let's go back, see who all's here. Who says hello? Courtney says, woo! Yes. Kimmy Culture says, careful. Yes, that big piece of ice, that was big and scary. I think that's the one that was stuck to the bottom yesterday. Because what it does is it makes ice and then it kind of heats it up so it'll release the ice. And I think that got released straight up. And sometimes when it releases in little chunks. But that was a big ass chunk that then I had to like bust open. So, do you have to add water to these as time goes on, says Courtney. So I am noticing that the water level has gone down a bit since I first started doing these. I have not added any new water to it. You don't want to overfill it because then you've got overage. And I think it's still good because I'm still a very tall, very big boy. So when I get in, that water rises. And of course, it's plenty of ice in there. So I'll keep an eye on it. There'll probably be a point where I do add a little bit of water to it, but I don't think I'm at that point yet. But yes, you can add new water, but I've had it now. I've had the tub in for a couple months. And of course, I've been getting in every single day during the month of January so far. So have not put any new water in since I got it. So there you go. Holly says, are your chickens laying pretty well this winter? So after they went through a period of time where they didn't lay any at all for like 3.5 months. Yes, I'm probably getting 3 a day out of my 11 chickens. That's not great production, but it's good enough. Good enough for me. So Bulletproof Coconut says, go Jimmy. Would you make another snow angel if you got a lot of snow? Yes, I would. Unfortunately, here in the South, we don't get snow. That big snow that I was able to get out there and play snow angel, that was the rarity. We probably won't get another snow like that for another 5-6 years at the soonest. We don't usually get snow, not this far south. But yes, you guys, thank you for being here today. Day number 25. If you missed the beginning when I was in the tub, number one, you missed this big ass piece of sheet of ice that was in there that I had to lift up and bust open on camera so you can see how this Morozco Forge makes its own ice. But then I gave commentary moment by moment of what it's like being in a 32-degree Fahrenheit, that's 0 degrees Celsius for my international friends, ice bath for 5 minutes. So I tried to give you like play by play. Early on was very hard because it's hard to talk when you're freezing your bum off and you're trying to breathe. So I did have to breathe a little bit, but hopefully you had a little bit of an idea. All right, so now that I'm out of the bath, here I am about 7 or 8 minutes since I've gotten out. My hands are just barely numb, not even hardly numb anymore. I can move them. My toes are still very numb. They're always the last thing to warm up. The rest of my body, I actually feel heat emanating from them. And I've done this before. Let's do it while we're here on camera. Show my body temperature change. Usually it's 98.6, obviously. And so we're going to see what it's like now. All right, so it's still 98.6. So sometimes within about 10, 15 minutes, you will see the temperature rise. You're not actually feverish. It's just your body doing what it does. Thermogenesis. It starts to warm you up. Like we talked about the other day. You got that brown fat that's around the neck and the collar area and the upper back. And that's recruiting some white fat to help warm you up. So it's really, really fun. JECMCK says, post cold bath, my body temp drops by 3 points. Now that's interesting that your body temp drops. I have yet to see my body temp actually drop, at least measured by a thermometer. I'm sure my skin temperature, I know my skin temperature, I can feel the skin temperature has dropped. But body temperature, I've never seen mine go down. And I don't know what that means other than I'm hot, I'm just kidding. But no, I probably run hotter, probably because my tolerance has built up. I'm going to look into that. Thank you for your comment. I'm going to look into why some people's body temp would drop and there would be this slow, I guess, switch to increase the temp versus people like myself who never see a big drop in body temp, which 3 points would be, and then see it actually go up. So yeah, mine actually stays pretty stable and then goes up to say 99.5 and then back down to 98.6. So that's really curious. I'm going to have to look into that and see why that happens for some people and not for others. I'm assuming it has to do with the tolerance to the cold, which I have a very high tolerance for cold. And because you do ice or you do cold baths, maybe that's part of the issue. Oh, wow, it drops 3 points Celsius. Okay. Wow. That's pretty significant. If your body temp drops by 3 points Celsius, that's interesting. My body temp goes up post ice bath. It's weird. Welcome, Carnivore Private Eye and Lindy, thank you guys for joining. I just got out of the 5-minute ice bath, 32 degrees, day number 25, you guys. I'm trying to show you guys that this is something you can do, something that will give you benefits. And I've got to brag on my sleep for a moment. If you have not been following my sleep on my stories since I've been doing these ice baths, guys, it's phenomenal. The combined REM and deep sleep as measured by the Oura Ring every night, I mean every single night, has been over 4 hours. That's restorative sleep. That is unbelievable restorative sleep. And I feel so good. It's just amazing. I've got this ice bath right around 5 o'clock. By 7:30, I'm going to sleep because the ice bath has lowered my core body temperature and enabled my body to want to rest. Now, I also do magnesium and I do some CBD oil and all my other little nightly things that I do for sleep. But these ice baths, guys, have been such a game changer. And if you have trouble sleeping, I cannot recommend an ice bath highly enough to you. If anything, at least go into the shower before bedtime for a couple minutes. Just let your body breathe your way through it, and let your body cool down. It's going to pay off. It's going to give you such great sleep. And how simple is a 2-minute cold shower? Just rinsing off with a cold shower for a couple minutes. How simple is that, especially over the head, by the way? How simple is that if it's going to give you some quality rest? And we all struggle with that. I don't struggle with that anymore. I still have weird sleep, and like I'll sleep for a chunk and then I'm up for a few hours and I go sleep again for another chunk, but it ends up being a nice restorative sleep in the end. JEC says 36.6 normal down to 33.1 at the lowest, then goes back up. Wow. That's your body temperature in Celsius. So for my American friends, going from 36.6 Celsius to 33.1. Alexa, what is 36.6 Celsius in Fahrenheit?
36.6 degrees Celsius is 97.88 degrees
So
Fahrenheit.
97.8. Alexa, what is 33.1 Celsius in Fahrenheit?
33.1 degrees Celsius is 91.58 degrees Fahrenheit.
91.
Did that answer your question?
Yes. 91.
Thanks for your feedback.
That's... Whew. I've never seen my body temp. In fact, now that I've been here for a few more minutes, let me show you what mine does in real time. Because it's pretty fascinating. Mine actually goes up. I'd be surprised if it's not up now. So it's slightly up, 98.8. But yeah, that's interesting. Cold baths don't bring my body temp down. Now you got me curious. I wonder how much body fat plays a role in that. I wonder how much brown fat production plays a role in that. Obviously, cold tolerance plays a role in that. And look, you're getting that just from a cold bath. You're not even in ice like I am. That's so fascinating to me. Thank you for sharing that. Keep checking that, because I want to know if over time you start to acclimate a little better where the body temp doesn't respond that way. It sounds like you're having a delay in the brown fat doing its job to try to warm you up. Are you shivering at all when you're down to that 33.1 degrees Celsius? That it seems to me if your body temp got that low, you would just be like constantly shivering, trying to get the body temp back up again. That's fascinating. Joshua said, did you say you were doing the ice baths about 2 hours before bed? Yes. So I go live at 5 o'clock, Joshua. Good to see you, by the way, my friend. And about 7 to 7:30 is I'm getting so droopy, sleepy, tired that I have to go to sleep. So yes, right about 2 hours, 2 to 3 hours before bedtime. And I don't know if it's the ice bath inducing some sleep hormones to make me want to go to sleep at that time, or I just get sleepy at that time and the ice bath just happened to be the timing. I can tell you I've done ice baths earlier in the day, and I still plan on doing one, by the way, really early in the day coming up soon. I'll let you guys know, but I did one at, say, 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon back in December, just to see how I would feel. And do you know, 2.5 hours later, I was so tired, I had to go to sleep. So ice bath at 2 o'clock, and by 4:30 in the afternoon, I was in the bed, and I woke up at midnight with my night sleep. So yeah, it's kind of interesting. I need to dig deeper. I've got a representative from the Morozco Forge company coming on my podcast. We just set that up for early February. To talk about a lot of these things. We talked about maybe ending our interview by both going into the Morozco Forge at the end of the interview. That would be kind of fun. I'm going to try a cold shower 2 hours before bed for a week and see what happens. Hey, Joshua, if you're going to do the cold shower, don't wait to 2 hours. Do it right before bedtime. You could pop on the cold shower probably 5 minutes before you go to bed. So just right before you go to bed, pop in there, get a good 2 minutes, make sure you cover the whole head, especially the vagus nerve, and let it really just wash over you. Breathe your way through it and just relax the body. Do it like 5 or so minutes before you go to bed. Don't wait 2 hours. 2 hours is just what I do with the ice bath, but I think you could probably do it with the cold shower just a few minutes before you go to bed. Now, make sure you don't like warm yourself back up. A lot of people are like, so after you get out of the cold bath, can you run into the sauna? I'm like, you can, but that kind of defeats the purpose. Can you go into a hot tub and warm up? You can, but that kind of defeats the purpose. You want your body to be doing the warming, not external things. It's why I don't put on a robe or put on anything when I get out of it. I drip dry. When I cut off the camera here in a minute, I'll take my swim trunks off, and then I'll dry off, and then I'll put on some some underwear and some clothes and things like that, but nothing to just purposely warm myself back up. You want your body to do that. All right, guys. Hopefully today was fun and educational. I see my bud Shannon is here. What up? What up, Shea Butter? And yes, thank you guys so much for watching. I love doing these ice bath videos, and hopefully you're learning some things while seeing somebody that you know actually doing 5-minute ice baths every single day. How cool is this, right? All right, guys, I'm out of here for now. Go enjoy the rest of your day. And until tomorrow, we'll see you then.